I don't have the energy to make a, I don't know, I'm too tired. I need to get my coffee first. But today we're going to be talking about removing all catalytic converters off of a CLK 430.
A few minutes later.
What's poppin'? I'm back. I got my coffee. I'm good. Let's talk about the cat delete on this car. I decided to get rid of the cats from day one. It was just a matter of how I'm going to do so. Spent $650 on the car. Got rid of the secondary cats, which was the best modification that I've done on this car. Secondary cat delete. I got $300 or $400 back from the exhaust shop. So they did the labor for free and then paid me out. I went to get my cats deleted and I got paid to do so, and I was very happy about that transaction. I did so again with the primaries. It wasn't as much because the market had come down. It was a few months later, but I'd done so and it was all right. Let's just say that the shop I went to was definitely not a Mercedes certified technician ready type of place to go to. Sketchy little shop in Jersey City. Secondary cat delete was very easy. It seemed like a shop that was super familiar with doing resonator deletes, muffler deletes, stuff like that. But when I came in and I knew already it was going to be a little weird to do the primary cat delete, that's where things got quite interesting. I got some O2 spacers off of eBay and grabbed the exhaust pieces from my garage, and then we're gonna head over down by the Jersey City area. Gonna see if we can get these primaries off, get some test pipes in there, and they'll be good to go. I was excited to check them out. I think it was $28 for two. We got the fresh O2s, or the tricky O2s I should say. We gotta sit in traffic for another 2 millenniums. I had told the shop, hey, can you throw on these O2 sensors in place? He said, sure, no problem. Then they start working on it. Realized that they've committed to a very difficult job, and I knew that walking in there that this place was probably underqualified to be doing this job, but no one else would really take it on. And there were some super sprinter pipes that were in the thousands. It was going to be like a 4 to 8 week wait, probably over $2,000 when you include shipping and tax. We're there for an hour, 2 hours. We're approaching the 2.5 hour mark, and my friend Lewis starts getting antsy even before I do. And he starts walking in and looking at them and watching them. And they start literally yelling at him like, no, you can't be in here, and it was so sketchy. It was just such a weird experience because I had a guy come in while we were waiting for my car to get finished with a Hellcat. That was his tires changed out and a muffler taken out at once, and they were working on it like it was a Formula 1 pit car, but they were having a really difficult time on this particular car. From what I understand, one catalytic converter is super easy to get to, take out, remove, and then another is tucked upwards. You basically should be dropping everything down, but of course, like in true style, they were not going to do that. The muffler and then the giant resonator that's still in this middle section, it's probably going to suppress it, because I remember when we got the secondaries out, it was still really like underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, it should open you up a little more. I mean, in terms of giving you power, maybe a little, or gain a little bit of power without, you know, sacrificing gas mileage and whatnot, but you still have the back pressure.
Yeah. I was fairly excited to get the car back either way, but it was done. Everything was all right. I get in the car, I open up my center console, and I realized that O2 sensors that I had given to them were still here. I had handed it to them, so I realized that they took them, put them in here, probably after rummaging through my stuff looking for money. So my friend Lewis and I hop in the car, driving, go back about, I don't know, a block. I start to smell fumes, like bad, really, really bad. Quite a fine line for me to cross to say it's bad, because I've had a lot of cars, and almost every car that I've ever owned, I've taken the cats out, I've run race gas, I've gone to track days, and usually it doesn't bother me too much, but this was terrible. We had to drive the windows down. I was like, there's something leaking, obviously, there has to be something leaking. I was petrified, stuck in turnpike traffic coming home, like, oh my god, like we were almost choking. I was like, what did we do? I was so regretful in that moment. I was like, why did we do this? I'm like, I should have just bought the super sprinter pipes. So I got home, I was honestly afraid to look under the car. I was petrified to see what the welds looked like. Got under the car and I couldn't really find anything except really really shitty weld. So I drove it around for a couple days, and slowly that super rich exhaust smell started to burn off. And I realized that this car began to compensate for itself. So yeah, the check engine light's on, but it's running great. It's running better than it ever has before. Taking out the secondary cats was probably one of the best modifications I could have done to this car, because it was super clogged up and it was just absolutely smelling terrible. Like burning, rotting eggs is basically all it smelled like. And with the primaries that were clogging up slowly and surely, that was becoming the next problem. So I said, either way, these are gonna have to come out. So let's try running catless. Let's see what happens, because I really didn't want to invest a couple grand in new catalytic converters when obviously it's all about the gains. I could have just got the test pipes. So problem is, there's not a huge market for this car right now. So I think that this car is a great platform to mess around on if you're okay with the luxurious automatic transmission. I know that everybody's all about the manual gearbox, but I'm honestly over the completely inflated market of BMW E36s, which is about the era that this car will be competing with. I love the fact that it has a V8. I drive this car almost every single day, and I really enjoy it. It's super fun. Yes, there's a lot of things wrong with it, but overall, it's really fun. I have not gotten in one car that has the same feel, that's just solid. Everything on this car feels extremely solid. I don't have one car in my ballpark that I've messed around with that is of the same toughness when I shut it or feel anything or even go over bumps with the suspension that's completely shot, and that will be the next thing that I go to. Let's go check out these really fantastic welds underneath the car. Let's kick it off with this sick ass weld job we got going on. I'm gonna get all wet, disgusting New Jersey ground. Yep, so that light is too bright. Hold on. There she is in all of her glory. Those are the secondary ones. If I can reach my hand far enough back. Quality. Look at that. It doesn't even fit. The diameter is wrong. That's cool. I think everything under here is covered by some sort of liquid that shouldn't be. This is a very common issue on this car. It bothers the out of me, but I'm waiting to hear back from a body shop to get this touched up, because this is just a nightmare. This is cracking. This all just has to be bondoed out, I guess. But this is going to be, I'll probably just cut, I don't know, maybe I'll make a wide body kit or something, who knows. We got some nice quality there. Quality. For cleaning this, when I first got the car, it was pretty nasty, but so there you have it, guys. That's the latest and greatest with this car. I plan on doing a lot more when it gets a little warmer out, because working on this car in the cold is absolutely miserable. And a lot of the stuff that I'm going to do to this car, I'm doing it myself. It's not like the C63 where I'm taking it to a shop, because I absolutely have to. And again, as I always remind people, this all started with $650 running and driving. So I'm not complaining. The rust drives me crazy more than any of the leaks, because it's the way I am. But just be like that sometimes. So keep everybody updated as time passes by. And remember, get your fresh bottles of chocolate milk. This is hooked up to the stock catback. There's absolutely no drone at all, and I love it that way, because drone sucks. And sometimes the gauge gets stuck when I send it a little hard. So when I shut the car off, it'll reset itself, but apparently I'm going actually 90 miles an hour right now. And apparently now I'm doing 110 miles an hour. So when Lewis and I took the gauge apart, everything seemed good, but I think we wound it up just a little too tight, just overreading a bit. But that's all right. I got to change the lights on this side either way. Looking at that gauge is hilarious. I could change it over to this setting and then people will think I'm going a million miles an hour, but I just, yeah, 65, there you go. Oh, look at that. A Dodge Caravan with a flashing LED license plate light and an orange New York license plate. Shocker. Left lane camping, awesome.